Hey guys, how's it going? In this video, we're going to be taking a first look at the Samsung Galaxy Book Flex. The Galaxy Book Flex was a very highly anticipated product towards the end of 2019, but it is just now making its way to the US. It was just released a couple days ago, and its primary focus is to compete with other Ultrabooks on the market. So with Ultrabook in mind, this is also going to have an ultra high price at $1,350 for the 13-inch model, and $1,400 for the 15-inch model. So what are we getting here for $1,350? Well, first and foremost, this is a 2-in-1 PC, so we're going to be able to fold this all the way around and have a tablet-like experience with our laptop. This is my first 2-in-1 laptop I've ever owned, so I'm very excited to try this out. And one of the main features here is the QLED display. So this is going to bring much more vibrant and accurate colors to the Galaxy Book Flex. In terms of power and performance, we have the 10th gen Intel Core i7 alongside 8 GB of RAM, 512 GB SSD storage. And this particular model here does not have dedicated graphics, but it does have the Intel Iris Plus graphics, which we'll test out in a bit here. We also have an advertised 19 hours battery life on the Flex, although with laptops, you really got to take a grain of salt with that. I'm going to figure it's probably half of that, so we could probably get up to maybe 10 hours of battery life on this, which is still very good. We also have the S Pen coming here to the Galaxy Book Flex, which looks pretty much identical to the S Pen from my Galaxy Note 10 Plus. A fingerprint sensor to easily get into the Flex, and some other pretty cool features like a wireless charger built into the trackpad. And this is all coming in at around 2.5 pounds. But with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and check out the Galaxy Book Flex. Not much to see on the outside of the box here. This is probably one of the most basic boxes of a product I've ever seen. Have our device on top. Very lightweight. Let's see what else we get in the box. We have a very beefy 65-watt wall charger, a USB Type-A to Type-C adapter because there are no USB-A ports on this laptop, have some general paperwork, and we have some replacement tips for that included S Pen. Now let's go ahead and check out the Galaxy Book Flex. Wow, first impressions out of the box. This thing is super lightweight, looks super premium, and I'm already liking this color a lot because it's the same color that I have on my Galaxy Note 10 Plus. This is all metal on the outside here, so this is very sturdy feeling. We have a little bit of ventilation on the bottom here. We have some grips on the corners, conventional laptop look. We have our speaker grills on the left and right-hand side of the laptop. On the left side, we have a headphone jack, Type-C port, and micro SD card slot. And on the right side, we have our power button, 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, and the S Pen. You'll also notice that you have a little bit of a divot here to open up the laptop. But let's go ahead and open this guy up. Wow, so the inside looks just as nice and premium as the outside does. That blue comes over to the inside as well. We have a slightly different shade of blue on that trackpad, but everything about this physically looks amazing. In terms of sturdiness of the Flex, it really is not flexing that much. It is very rigid. We have a rather large fingerprint sensor, probably the largest I've ever seen on really any device. But aside from that fingerprint sensor and the right shift being smaller, we have a pretty conventional layout here, some function keys at the top, our row of numbers. This feels pretty nice in terms of key travel. We'll test that more a little bit later. We have a nice clicky trackpad here. Of course, the wireless charger in there we'll also test out later. Taking a quick look at that S Pen, it's on the right-hand side here. It sits flush against the laptop, but just go ahead and click it and it comes out very easily. And as I predicted, this looks to be exactly the same as the S Pen that comes with the Note 10 Plus. I don't think I have any battery though, so I'm going to go ahead and charge up. Use this for a couple of hours, and I'll give you my first impressions then on the Galaxy Book Flex. All right, so I've been using the Galaxy Book Flex for the last several hours now, and I have a ton of cool stuff I want to show you guys, so make sure you stay until the end. There's some really cool features I don't want you guys to miss. So the first thing I want to quickly talk about is the display. So we have a 1080p QLED display, and this is an amazing display. Colors pop. It looks really vibrant. Just everything I've been looking at and just doing in general, everything just looks so much better than your standard display. And I'm really enjoying this aspect of the laptop. This is a major selling point here. We also have the 16:9 aspect ratio here, so your YouTube content is going to fill the entire screen. This screen can get really bright, so it's actually on max brightness right now. but you can go into outdoor mode, which brings it up to 600 nits of brightness. We go into that outdoor mode and it just makes it so much more brighter. So you can even just use this indoors. I found myself using it indoors for just being able to see it better, or if you're out on the porch and you have sunlight glare coming in on your screen with these glossy screens, that can be really annoying. But if you go ahead and hit that outdoor mode, it really brightens up the screen and makes for a much better viewing experience. Next, let's talk about the hinge. So the hinge is pretty loose, for a lack of better terms. You can just see here from this simple test that there's a lot of wobble going on just from moving the lid like this here. This, as a result, then when you go to use the touchscreen, there's going to be a lot of wobble. And then you might be a little surprised when you go to pick up the laptop off of a table that it just kind of gives out depending on the angle you have it at. You got to be careful because sometimes it just bends all the way down. Just make sure you're really mindful of that, because you can see it really did not take me that much effort to just simply bend it back like that. Next, I want to talk about the S Pen. The S Pen has been an awesome experience with the Galaxy Book Flex. Honestly, I thought it was going to be kind of gimmicky at first when I was seeing all the ads and promotions. It just looked like too small of a pen to use with this large of a laptop. But after using it for several hours here, it has been a very enjoyable experience. So first and foremost, it's very easy to access the S Pen. You get a good feel of where it is, and you can very easily just press. Now, when you take out the S Pen, you're going to have a list of features pop up right away. And if you're a previous Note user, this is going to be very familiar to you, because as I pull out the S Pen of my Note 10 Plus, we get the same exact options. So if you're a current or previous Note user, this will be very familiar to you. Similar to the new Note 10 series, there were some air gestures, and those air gestures are now on the Galaxy Book Flex as well. Basically, we have up, down, left, right, clockwise, and counterclockwise. And the cool thing with it is you can customize it for your daily needs, what you're mostly going to be using it for. So we have some general settings here by default, just no matter what you're doing on the laptop. But then we also have a set list of applications that you can go into and add more functionality to them where you need it. So you can go into PowerPoint slideshow here and you can select from 8 different options of where you want to be doing certain things. So it just makes sense here on the Galaxy Book Flex, and I'm very excited to test more of this out. Let me know what you guys would want to see in a future video. But I'm gonna go ahead and do an audio test here for you guys to give you guys a taste of the speakers, and I'm gonna be increasing the volume for you guys to hear with the S Pen gestures to increase that volume. Have a listen for yourself. So you can of course just use the S Pen for general navigation, but like I said before with that hinge, every time you press on the screen, there is a significant amount of wobble, and it is distracting even when just basically scrolling through a web page. Testing out some drawing and stuff, you can definitely see here that the screen is wobbling a lot. So if you're going to be doing any sort of writing or drawing with the S Pen, you're going to need to go into the tablet mode for sure. So it is very easy to just flip around here and go into that tablet mode. So in this mode, it is much better to write and draw in. And honestly, the feeling with the pen to the screen feels great. It's very smooth. This is definitely a good experience for writing and drawing. You could definitely do some serious drawing and illustrative work. Definitely am enjoying the S Pen experience in terms of the writing and drawing, as long as you're in the tablet mode with the laptop flat. Opposed to it being propped up, it's just way too wobbly in my use case. So we already kind of touched on this, but I want to go over quickly the 2-in-1 capabilities. So obviously we saw that this is a 2-in-1. You can flip it over and use it as a tablet. So we'll go ahead and do that again here. It's very easy to just switch it over. Auto rotate is on, so whichever way you're holding it, it'll switch over. You can see there it switched to that orientation, and we can flip it back over very easily. That's very smooth and responsive. So the one thing I wanted to say about the 2-in-1 mode is that if you're going to be using this as a tablet, it almost has to be on the tabletop just because of the very slim bezels. I found myself constantly hitting the edges with the edges of my hand if going to reach for something, or even just holding it with one hand and then going to tap or write with my S Pen. Your other hand is always going to be hitting the screen, just gets to be really cumbersome really quickly. And then just to show you for demonstration, it is very easy to then switch back to that laptop mode. Next, I want to talk about the keyboard. Starting off with key travel, it's not as much key travel as, say, a Surface Laptop 3, and I'd say it's actually a little more shallow than the ones found on the Magic Keyboards on MacBooks, but honestly, the typing experience has been really good. The keys are very quiet, which is nice, but they also have just enough travel to make it a very nice typing experience, and I will now show you a sound bit of the keyboard in action. Now for the keyboard backlighting, we have several options here. Pressing F9, we have 0 of course, and 30, 60, and 100. So we have 3 different levels, but you can also go into Samsung settings and select how long you would like to keep the backlit keyboard on for. What I don't like about some laptops is that the backlit keyboard will immediately shut off after you're done typing on it, but maybe you're in a dark room and you want to have that light from the backlit keyboard stay on. So I definitely would recommend turning that up a little bit if you're okay with sacrificing some of your battery life. So next I want to talk about the trackpad. So the trackpad is definitely large enough in size, certainly not as tall as some other laptops that we've seen on the market, but it is certainly big enough. It's very responsive. It's worked very well so far. And of course, you may already know this, but the biggest feature of that trackpad is that you can now wirelessly charge devices on it. So this is easily done by pressing F11, and that wireless power share automatically turns on. You can then right away go ahead and put your phone or wireless charging device right on there, and it's going to start charging for you. And now as you can see, I'm also charging my Galaxy Buds Plus from the trackpad. And what's even better is that if you put the laptop to sleep, it'll still continue to charge your phone. In an at-home use case, it's not really going to be that feasible. It's just something that's there if you would need it at some point. It's kind of like having the reverse wireless charging on these latest flagship phones. It's not something you're going to be using all the time. It's not something that I use all the time, but just knowing that that feature is there if you would ever need it is very cool. All right, next I want to talk about the fingerprint sensor, since there's been some discussions going on about this already. The fingerprint sensor is down here on the bottom right. It's to the right of the right shift, and it is just instant. It works well every single time. I have not had any issues yet with it. I know there's been a lot of talk about big name reviewers hating on this right shift key, but honestly, it has been fine for me. Every time I've gone to type with it without even thinking about it, just going through my daily general typing, I've always hit the shift key. I've never had an issue with hitting that fingerprint sensor. So if people are complaining a lot about this shift key, maybe take it with a grain of salt. All right, now I am really excited to talk to you guys about the Galaxy Book Flex paired up with a Samsung smartphone. There's already been some reviews put out from some larger YouTube channels, and I saw a lot of comments of people wondering what the relationship can be between your smartphone and your Galaxy Book Flex. And I am happy to report that you can actually do a lot between your phone and your laptop now. So first and foremost, we have Samsung Notes on the Galaxy Book Flex. So if you sign in with your Samsung Cloud account, you can go ahead and transfer your notes to and from your phone and your laptop. So kind of similar to how the Notes app works with iPhones and MacBooks. If you put something in your iPhone, it's going to show up on your MacBook. If you put something in your MacBook, it's going to show up on your iPhone. It's the same deal here. It's nice to see this here on a Samsung setup. Now, a big way to really pair up your laptop with your Samsung smartphone is through the Your Phone application. So this is already installed when you get the laptop. This is very easy to set up. You're going to turn on your Bluetooth and allow certain things to be accessed. I have my Galaxy Fold all paired up here with the Galaxy Book Flex. So everything that I can see and pretty much do on my phone, I can do it here on my laptop. So first and foremost, we can send and receive text messages through this app. We also have our notifications here. So any notification that would show up on your phone will also be able to show up here on your laptop. We can also go through our photos that are on our phone here on the laptop. If you want to show somebody some pictures you've taken, it's very easy to do that right here on the big screen. You can also do phone calls right here. And now one of the very interesting features is that you can actually cast your screen from your phone right onto your laptop. Now, the reason why this is really cool is because I learned that you can drag files to and from your laptop to your phone or vice versa from your phone to your laptop. So I have a Word document over here that I typed up earlier, very important Word document, something that I need to get over to my phone very quickly. All I have to do is just grab this icon, drag it over, and I have now copied it to my phone. So we can see here now that we have the same document here. Let's say I want to add something to it. I need to send it back to the PC. So now back on the PC here, I can go ahead and select this, and now I can go ahead and hold it down, and I now have another thumbnail that I can now drag out to here, and now I can bring that updated. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and replace. And now I brought that same document back over to my PC, dragged it right out of my phone. And we can go ahead and open this up here. And now you can see I need to send it back to the PC. So that added text has been brought back over in the new document. This is a very cool feature, and I'm super excited to test this more and find more use cases for this. And I also want to quickly take a look at Samsung Flow here. So this is another app that you can transfer data to and from your laptop. So I just have a little use case here. Let's say you're just going through Samsung's website here on your laptop. You're taking a look at the new Galaxy Book Flex. You want to take a look at the specs here. And now I want to bring this information over to my phone. So I can go ahead and take out my S Pen. I can jump right into the Smart Select option here, which will let me select a portion of my screen and really do whatever I want with it. So I'll go ahead and select the Smart Select. I'm going to go ahead and drag here. So now I have that snipped portion. I can then go ahead and extract the text from that. So it's going to pull all the text from that screenshot that I took, and I can go ahead and share. And then Samsung Flow is right there. I hit that Samsung Flow. It's going to bring it over to my phone. I then have all of that in text format, and I can do the same exact thing with my phone and bring information over to the laptop if I would need to do that. Really cool to see all of this added functionality you can have between your smartphone and laptop to make them both better for each other. In terms of performance, so far here, everything I've thrown at this laptop, it has done it well. Nothing has lagged, nothing has been slow. Everything's been super responsive. The fans don't really get that loud, which is nice when I was doing very intensive tasks or playing games. And I've even been able to play some light games here on the Galaxy Book Flex, which I'm going to show you now. So I've been doing some light gaming here on the Galaxy Book Flex, and I've been having a very enjoyable experience. That Intel Iris Plus graphics has the potential to be enough for very light games. Here's one of my favorite games, Age of Empires. And one of the things I definitely noticed, not even performance related, is the display. Just all the visuals, the colors, the vibrance, it's really all there. It's all really hitting you at once. I've been playing this game for the last 14 years and I've never seen it look better. The reds really pop. Greens look really green. I'm not sure how else to describe it, but the QLED display is legit. It looks really good. And again, performance for light games is going to work. I've been playing Age of Empires here for about a half an hour with no lag and no issues at all. I did just get into a fight here and it's been running perfectly fine. I'll show you a little bit of the end of it here, even though I pretty much finished off the enemy. And that's going to bring us to my final first impressions of the Samsung Galaxy Book Flex here. And I've been loving every second of using this device. It has grown on me a ton. I wasn't really honestly too thrilled about it when seeing it in advertisements. It looked like a pretty chunky device, just the way they were presenting it. And I thought the S Pen looked really small in comparison to the laptop and thought it really wouldn't be that useful. I just kind of had my doubts before diving into this laptop, but now that I've been using it for essentially half a day now, I am really enjoying everything this is offering. I know the price is high at $1,350, but there's enough going on here. There's enough use case potential. There's enough functionality. There's enough power here. There's enough of a good display here that this can be a worthwhile investment for you. If you're looking for an all-out laptop for pretty much everything you're doing, this is a great option. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video there, even though I could keep talking about this amazing device. I'm really enjoying the Galaxy Book Flex so far. If you guys would like to see a full review, let me know by leaving a thumbs up on this video and leave comments down below on any questions you may have on the Galaxy Book Flex. And please consider subscribing to the Shane Symonds YouTube channel today so you don't miss future videos, and hitting that bell icon for notifications. I hope to see you guys around for the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.